I am so excited for my 2026 reading year. So here are my hopefuls that I really want to get through. So we're going to start with what I'm reading right now. And I definitely picked a monster to start the year. So I'm starting to read Alchemized. I am almost halfway through, and the hype around this book is real. Just read it. Like, I'm not even going to try and recap this whole thing. Read this book. Do yourself a favor. The next book that I want to read this year is right back here, and it's Wild Dark Shore. So I've heard so many good things about this book. When I went to Barnes & Noble to actually buy it, it wasn't even in stock. It was sold out, and they were like, oh yeah, no, we don't have that book. Everybody's trying to buy it. So the hype around that is definitely real. I cannot wait to read this. It's not a very long read, but it just sounds like such an incredible story. It's about a man and his family who live in the Antarctic, I believe. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I haven't read it yet. But they live on the Antarctic, and they are protecting and watching over a seed bank. And one day a woman washes ashore, and that is kind of how the whole story starts. The other one I want to read is right next to it, Sunrise on the Reaping. I obviously saw that when it first came out in 2025, and I didn't have some huge desire to read it. I like the Hunger Games, and I think they're great. I've just never been like the biggest Hunger Girlies stan. But when I went to go watch The Housemaid and I saw this trailer come up, it looks so good. Honestly, the trailer is what convinced me to read the book. So I want to read that before the movie comes out, because I will for sure be going to see that. So that is going to be one that I'm definitely going to read this. The next book that I want to read ASAP, probably I'll start this after Alchemized, is 11/22/63. I've had that on my shelf for a while, and then I saw that I didn't even know it was a series, and that is coming to Netflix, and that is next up on the list. I'm starting the year out with like 2 monster books. Alchemized is over 900 pages, and 11/22/63 I think is like over 800. So we're starting out very aggressive. The next books I would like to read are right behind me as well. Magnolia Parks is something that is not something I would typically read. I know that it's kind of more like Gossip Girl vibes, like kind of a love story. I'm trying to get into that world and have an open mind. It's not that I don't like love stories, but I tend to just really go towards mystery, fantasy, thriller, horror. We're going to try and soften up in 2026 and not be such a, hard little bitch, and kind of open our heart a little bit to other things in life. So the next book I'm hoping to read in 2026 is I, Medusa. So the cover of this is just absolutely beautiful. I think it's so pretty. And when I went to go read, what this book is about, it's basically a retelling of Medusa and how Medusa is not who you think she is. And she actually is like this whole misconception around her personality, around her backstory. It just sounds very fascinating. So I'm absolutely going to read that this year. The next few books that I am hoping to read are the Boys of Tommen series. So I have heard just that this is such an emotional series. It's very heavy. It talks a lot about some very dark, sensitive topics, but that it's just a very, very good series. I don't think it's finished yet either. I don't know if you know more about this and you've read it, let me know. But it just sounds very good and very addictive. So that will be a series that I try and conquer this year. Last book that I'm going to talk about is A Little Life. Again, another very heavy, but I've heard that this is absolutely incredible. So this is one that I hope to read as well this year. All right, that is it for now. So this video does not go on and on and on. I will do a part 2 because there are so many books that I want to read this year, and I just cannot wait for this year in general. Anyways, I'm very excited for 2026 and all that it's going to bring for all of us. And I hope it brings amazing reads to everybody as well. So that's all I got. I will do a part 2. Love you guys. Bye.